Let food be Thai medicine and medicine be Thai food. With this powerful thought, a very good evening to everyone present here. Welcome to the day 14 of Agri SAARTHI KRANTI 2026, our 30-day National Agricultural Training Program. On behalf of the Agri SAARTHI team, I, Pooja Kumari, warmly welcome to our respected speaker, Dr. C. Tara Satyavathi ma'am, Organizing Director and Chief Secretary of Agri SAARTHI, Mr. Ajay Kasana sir, and all the enthusiastic participants present here today. In the previous session, we had an insightful discussion on AI, machine learning, and decision support system in agriculture, along with futuristic agriculture and smart animal husbandry, where we explored how advanced technology are transforming the future of farming. Building on this vision of smart and technology-driven agriculture, today's session brings us to an equally important dimension, that is, millets and their role in food and nutritional security, focusing on how this climate resilient and nutrient rich crop can ensure a healthier and more sustainable future. The future of food depends on what we grow today. Through today's session, we will explore how millet can help strengthen food system and improve nutritional outcome. For the formal introduction of today's speaker, I now request Mr. Rohit. Mr. Rohit, please.
Thank you, Pooja ma'am. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. C. Tara Satyavathi madam, a renowned agriculture scientist and director, ICAR, Indian Institute of Millet Research, Hyderabad, Telangana. Madam earlier served as an principal scientist, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi, and project coordinator in ICAR All India Coordinated Research Project on Pearl Millet, Jodhpur, Rajasthan. As a project coordinator, Madam has introduced minimum iron and zinc content in the promotion criteria in varietal release policy for the first time ever in the world. Madam was awarded with Dr. Panjabrao Deshmukh Outstanding Women Scientist Award, Outstanding Millet Scientist Award, and MS Swaminathan Women Scientist Award for the research contributions. Also, Madam awarded with Eminent Scientist Award from AgriVision, and Madam is a Fellow of National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, New Delhi. Madam published 140 research papers in reputed national and international journals, along with 3 books and 24 book chapters. We are truly privileged to have Dr. C. Tara Satyavathi Madam with us today. With a great respect, I invite Madam to share her insights on millets and their role in food nutritional security with us. Madam, please.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity and also enlightening all the agriculture students with this very unique kind of training program, which is spanning for about 30 days. And I think most of you are getting benefited with the latest updates in various fields of agriculture. So today you are going to listen about millets. So thank you, organizers, and let me share my presentation. Are you able to see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah. So now it is in slideshow.
Actually, it is in slideshow, but you need to make it. Yes, ma'am. Now it is perfect.
Yeah. So the topic given to me to speak about for today is millets for food and nutritional security. And most of you know the things that are happening around the globe. If you see the present day challenges, we are facing with global warming, which is increasing the average air temperatures. And then we're also facing the water scarcity that is mounting to frightening proportions. And then malnutrition in the developing countries. And recently, we all have gone through this COVID-19 pandemic. On one hand, we have these challenges. On the other hand, if you see, the population is ever growing. And by 2040, 2050, we are going to cross the 9 billion and maybe reaching around 9.5 billion people. And the world is the same, the land is the same, only the people who are to be fed, whether it is humans or animals or any other living beings, they are increasing. So with these challenges and with the limited land and other natural resources, we need to see how we are going to feed the people. Then on the other hand, if we talk of the Micronutrient deficiency, you can see most of the African nations. Then in the Asian continent, you see India, then other parts of the continent. In Southern America, to some extent in Mexico, you can see people are facing malnutrition, and you can see the micronutrient deficiency. And then if you see the rise in temperatures, we are seeing a very significant increase in the temperature, aerial temperatures. And it is mentioned that the temperature is going to increase by 1.5 or 2 degrees centigrade. Now, coming continuation of the previous slide. So, with all these global challenges and the changing climate, despite the advances in technology and policy, hunger is still there. And it is observed, and there are estimates that about 673 million people would be hungry worldwide, and 2.3 billion face moderate or severe food insecurity. 3 billion people cannot afford a healthy diet, and climate shocks, conflict, economic slowdown, they compound the risk. And you can see again the FAO hunger map. We are also there in that map. And here you can see African nations, India, Pakistan, and other nations also, and to some extent in South Africa. Now, with all these things on one hand, if you see that in human life, for a proper healthy growth, we need 51 essential nutrients, starting from air, water, energy, which will come through oxygen, water, carbohydrate. Then the essential amino acids, there are 9 essential amino acids which we cannot ignore, like histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. And then there are 2 fatty acids which are very, very essential. They are linoleic and linolenic acids. And then macrominerals, 7 macrominerals like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, phosphorus, and chlorine. And then there are microelements or trace elements which are there in 17 number, of which iron and zinc top the list, then followed by iodine, copper, manganese, so many are there. And there are 13 vitamins. You know, most of you know, A, D, E, K, then C, B1, 2, B12, all these things are there. So any deficiency in any of these will result in issue, a problem. So especially when we talk of iron and zinc, if there is a deficiency of micronutrient, that is called as hidden hunger, and that it can affect at any stage of your life cycle, starting from newborn to children or adolescent or pregnant ladies or senior people or the adults. It can affect their performance at any given point of time, and it is manifested in a number of ways. So, undernourishment, if you take it as a problem, the manifestations are nutrient deficiency, wasting, small for their gestational age, suboptimal breastfeeding, stunting, all these things are there. That is how it is manifested. And the consequences are, we find more number of under 5 and maternal deaths, impaired physical and cognitive development, decreased economic productivity, compromised adult health, high risk of intergenerational perpetuation. Then, if you see in our country, it is more significant and more visible. Nowadays, the generation, you can see obese kids with very limited activity. On the other hand, you see the kids who are wasted, stunted to their age, and who are burdened with other activities. Now, if you see, the childhood obesity is the most occurring thing, and in a 2019 survey, it was observed that more than 40% children have become obese. And now the proportion is still increasing, and it is very alarming. And because of this, if you see the non-communicable diseases that are happening in India, this is still a 10 years back figure. If I put 2025 or 2024, that will be alarming. And you can see the cardiovascular diseases or chronic respiratory diseases, diabetes, cancer, they are highly rising and in alarming proportions. Keeping those things on one side, now if we talk of the changing climate, you see its effect on food system, the changing climate, how it is manifesting in terms of abiotic and biotic stress, drought, sea level rise, then weather hazards, temperature rise. You can see nowadays there is a sudden heavy downpour. The soil is not able to take it, absorb that moisture, and it is lost through runoff losses. Along with it, it is also taking out the fertile topmost layers of the soil. So you can see climate change is widespread and intensifying. Already the temperature has crossed the line of 1.5 degrees centigrade. Rainfall variability and intensity is increasing. Sea level is rising. Cyclones are becoming fiercer and frequent. We can see the extent of damage these cyclones are causing to us. Now, in these situations where we are undernourished, where the population is high, and also the climate vagaries are high. In such conditions, there is a need that we should look for climate smart food systems. So here, that means when we talk of climate smart food system, it should produce enough food, it should ensure good nutrition, and also reduce environmental impact. That is what we are going to talk today. And then in these cases, millets align perfectly with these goals because they require less water, they can withstand higher temperatures, and also grow in poor soils. And if you see the impact of these climate changes on Indian agriculture, it is estimated that there will be a 9% decrease in wheat productivity, rice 12% reduction, maize 18% reduction, then soybean 1% increase, chickpea 8% increase, like that. Now, in these situations, again, we have our millets which will come for our rescue. So when we talk of climate smart agriculture, millets, they contribute to all these three pillars because they can produce high yields under low input conditions, unlike rice, wheat, maize. They are resilient to drought and they have a lower carbon footprint compared to rice or wheat. So they reduce greenhouse gas emissions and they have the resilience to climate shocks, and they can be sustainable in increasing productivity. So when we say millets are the candidates for climate smart agriculture, here we can see with the example. If you can see here the water requirement of different millets compared to other crops, these millets, they can produce, this is the requirement of water per kg of the dry matter. In sugarcane, you need 2100 liters of water, whereas in pearl millet, finger millet, you need only 350 ml liters of water. Sorghum. And the amount of greenhouse gas emission that happens when you grow millets is very less. You can see it's only 241 kg of carbon dioxide per hectare. In sorghum, it is 285. Whereas rice and sugarcane, it is enormous. Similarly, the energy, the input requirement, if you see, the fertilizer requirement in these millets is very low, and the machinery requirement is also low, and the irrigation requirement is also low. And this is how the carbon dioxide emission is also shown. And you can see the carbon dioxide emission in these millets is significantly low. That is why these millets fit into the climate smart agriculture. And why the transformation is urgent or essential, I have mentioned. rising global temperatures, malnutrition, and then the current food systems contributing to greenhouse gas emissions. So when we talk of millets, what are these millets? Millets, recently they've been called with a number of names. From 2018 onwards, they've been called as Nutri cereals, whereas from 2023, Honorable Prime Minister, he has branded them as Shri Anna. So when we say millets, these are a group of small seeded annual grasses that are grown as grain crops primarily on marginal land in dry areas of temperate, subtropical, and tropical regions. And these millets are grown in nearly 131 countries. And when we say millets, in India, we are growing 9 different kinds of millets, of which 3 are major millets and remaining are minor millets. The major millets are sorghum, that is jowar, bajra, that is pearl millet, then ragi, that is finger millet. And these 3 millets, these are the 3 millets that occupy about 95% of the total area. And the remaining minor millets are foxtail millet, proso millet, brown top millet, little millet, kodo millet, and barnyard millet. And these occupy nearly 5% area. Apart from these, there are other millets also which are being cultivated, but not that profusely or that intensively in our country, like Jobsteers, teff, fonio, Taiwan oil millet. These are not cultivated in our country. So now when we talk of millets, they are a sustainable solution aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals for nutrition, climate, and resilience. So they help us address the SDGs like 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 12, 13, 15, and 17. And if you see here, this is one of a slide which I show everywhere, because if you see here on the extreme right, you see the major crops that are grown like rice, wheat, maize. You can see that these crops, they're giving some temperature indication that maize can tolerate up to 40. Beyond that, it will not flower or set seed. And now with increasing global temperatures, air temperatures, there is a need that we need to have crops which can flower and set seed be above 40 degrees centigrade. And here we have millets like pearl millet, which can flower and set seed even at temperatures as high as 42 degrees centigrade. And again, I have shown in the previous slides also, where the water requirement or the rainfall requirement for the millets is very low compared to the major staple crops. Now, from where these millets have come, if you see, the millets are not come from only one country or one continent. They are coming from different continents. You can see from Africa, you have sorghum, pearl millet, finger millet, teff, and fonio. From India, we have barnyard millet, kodo millet, and little millet. From Afghanistan region and that area, you have proso millet, brown top millet, and buckwheat. From Eurasia, you have foxtail millet. And then from South America, you can have amaranthus and quinoa. And if you see among the millet producing countries, India ranks number 1, occupying or producing 19% of the total millet production in the world, followed by US, then Nigeria, China, Niger, Europe, Ethiopia, Brazil, and others. And if you see the contribution of India to the total millet production, we produce 100% of kodo millet, barnyard millet, and little millet, 53% of the finger millet to the world, 45% of the total world's pearl millet production, only 7% of sorghum, 2% of foxtail, and 1% of proso millet. Now, when we talk of India and at our national level, we have roughly about 13.086 million hectares of millet cultivated area, which produces about 17.408 million tons, And the productivity, average productivity is 1330 kg per hectare. And India is the topmost producer of barnyard, just now I mentioned, finger millet, kodo millet, little millet, and pearl millet. And if you see area-wise, pearl millet or bajra occupies about 54.5% of the total area, followed by sorghum, that is 34.9%, followed by ragi, that is 7.3%, and small millets, they are 3.3%. And from production perspective, the highest produced millet is bajra, that is pearl millet, contributing to 60% of the total production, followed by sorghum, that is 27.6%, ragi 10.2% of the total production, and small millets 2.1% production. And when you see which are the states that are producing more amount or more quantity of millets with more area and other, first one is Rajasthan, followed by Karnataka, Maharashtra, UP, Haryana. And the major crops you see here are bajra, jowar, ragi, jowar, like this. Now, if you see the market scenario, this is the area, production and yield 2024-25. But government has been trying to promote millets, and you can see that a minimum support price has been fixed and is being implemented in millets like pearl millet, sorghum, and finger millet. And from 2016 onwards, you can see that there is a constant increase in the minimum support price. You can see from 1330 it went to 2775 in case of pearl millet. Then from 1625 it went to 3699 in sorghum. From 1725 to 4886 in finger millet. And in financial year 2024, about $70.89 million worth millets have been exported, and this is the quantity, 146 metric tons. Now, with all these things, when we talk of millets, millet production, millet research, in India, Indian Institute of Millets Research is the premier national research institute that is primarily focusing on development of varieties, technologies for production, protection, value addition, entrepreneurship, all these things that are happening at this only institute called Indian Institute of Millet Research. Because of the performance and other contributions of this institute, the Government of India has declared this institute as the Global Center of Excellence on Millets, that is Shri Anna, and it was dedicated to nation by Honorable Prime Minister on 18th March 2023 for sharing the best practices on crop improvement, crop production, crop protection, processing and value addition, entrepreneurship development and outreach, and stakeholder engagement. So apart from these, we are also involved in South-South cooperation, mainstreaming millets, and outreach activities. This is what about millets. Now, if you look into the today's topic, we are also talking of nutritional security, apart from food security. So, how these millets are good? What are those nutrients that are making them really nutri-cereals or Shri Anna? If you see, every grain has carbohydrate, protein, fat, fiber, minerals, all these things. But if you compare them with the standard staples like wheat and rice, millets like proso millet have high amount of protein, which is to the tune of 12.5 grams per 100 grams. Carbohydrates, again, good quality carbohydrate. Fat is also good compared to other staples and other millets. Then crude fiber is good. Then mineral matter is high. Calcium, if you see, it is very high in case of ragi. And if you see in pearl millet, phosphorus and then iron, zinc are also high in pearl millet. Magnesium is high in sorghum. Then with all these unique components, unique nutrients for each of these millets are truly called as nutri-cereals. And when we talk of the health benefits of these millets, They're helpful in detoxifying the body. They help lower the blood cholesterol. They prevent the onset of breast cancer. They prevent type 2 diabetes, effective in reducing blood pressure, help to protect against heart diseases, then help treating respiratory conditions like asthma, help to optimize kidney, liver, and immune system, reduce the risk of gastrointestinal conditions like gastric ulcers or colon cancers, and eliminates problems like constipation, excess gas, bloating, and cramping. Now, with all these good health benefits of millets, why people are not taking the millets? Because they're used to some taste right from their birth. If you see in our homes, our mother feeds, that taste remains and it lingers for lifelong. We look for similar kind of taste because we are tuned to the taste of rice and wheat. We are not able to accept the millets. So we need to change the taste. There is a need to change for the taste. Then it will be very easy for us to accept these millets. So this is another way of presentation of millets with their unique nutrients. Here you can see magnesium is high in these millets compared to wheat and rice. Fat is also high in all these millets. Iron is also high. You can see pearl millet is having high. Calcium is also there in finger millet, very high. Phosphorus is also high in almost all the millets. Then folic acid high in all the millets. You can see more in case of pearl millet. Niacin is high in all these millets. Riboflavin is high. Thiamine is high. So you can see each millet or most of the millets are rich in these nutritional nutrients, and that is why they are going to be helpful for the humans. Now, how these health benefiting phytochemicals in millets are really helpful to us. The functional foods, when we talk millets as functional foods, these makes millets therapeutic in the presence of secondary metabolites like phytosterols, lignins, polyphenols, phytocyanins, and phytoestrogens. The antioxidants, antimicrobial, immunomodulatory, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, anti-cancer, anti-platelet aggregation, and inhibitory activities on cataract formation and digestive enzymes also was observed. And these millets also are showing bound polyphenols having antioxidant, anti-tumor, immunomodulation, antifungal, and anti-hyperglycemia effects. And then the hulls of these certain millets are rich in total phenolic content, and this was so after dehulling, it was supposed to reduce the antioxidant properties of millet grains. That is why we say that if you are able to take millets in their original form, or like in the form of you cook them and eat like rice, or you prepare rotis and eat them as such, the minute we start processing, we lose some nutrients in that. So, how the healing power of millets is useful for different diseases or abnormalities. For diabetes, they have high fiber to manage blood sugar, low glycemic index for blood sugar control, essential amino acids for overall metabolic health. And what are the millets that are suitable? Pearl millet, finger millet, and kodo millet. Then cardiovascular diseases, they have high magnesium phytochemicals to lower cholesterol, and then high density lipoprotein. When we say, we talk HDL and low LDL, so that is essential HDL cholesterol. And these are rich in sorghum, pearl millet, finger millet. For obesity, we need to have high fiber to increase satiety and reduce overeating, and also fat-free proteins for weight management. You can see more in case of barnyard and foxtail. For cancer, dietary fiber for colon health, especially when we talk of colon cancer. Then phytochemicals for cancer prevention, we can see in case of kodo millet, pearl millet, and sorghum. Celiac disease, many people are having that irritable thing, and doctor says that you are gluten allergic, then he also suggests that you should stop eating wheat or wheat rotis and all those stuff. And now it is becoming more prevalent because these millets do not have gluten. So they can be a substantial alternative for wheat in your daily diets. And you can see pearl millet is naturally gluten-free. Other millets are also naturally gluten-free, but here you can consume more of these. Then finger millet is gluten-free and fiber-rich. Arthritis, anti-inflammatory properties are there in these millets. You can see in case of pearl millet, it helps reduce inflammation. Sorghum, it contains antioxidants that are beneficial for the joint health. And anemia, high iron content, and to combat iron deficiency. Minerals like zinc and calcium for RBC production are essential. So both pearl millet and finger millet are good for this. How these millets mitigate hidden hunger? You can see high micronutrient content and diversity in millets contribute to mitigation of micronutrient deficiency. You can see that finger millet is a natural source of calcium. You can find to this extent of more than 300 to 400 mg per 100 grams of the grain. Then pearl millet and barnyard millet, rich sources of iron and zinc. Sorghum, finger, and kodo, they're rich in calcium, magnesium. Proso millet, it is rich in protein. Then B vitamins present in these grain help to prevent fatigue, depression, and anxiety. Again, foxtail and barnyard, good source of phosphorus. Foxtail and finger, they're good for carotenoid contents. And I'm not just telling because I'm promoting millets. These are published in the literature. So I'm just, I try to bring some of these things. If someone is interested, they can refer to these publications. Here you can see antioxidant properties, then inhibition of protein, glycation, and enzymatic inhibitors. Not just in India. These studies have been done by other than India also. And you can see a number of publications that are available and very high impact factor journals. Now, when we talk of dietary fiber, that is also one essential ingredient which is very, very essential for good health. If you see in our local languages also, people say, if there is no constipation, you're healthy. And why constipation is coming? We take less water and we take less fiber-rich food. And if we have more amount of fiber-rich foods in our diets, constipation issues are addressed and that will lead to healthy life. And now you can see each of these millets, see how much of the fibers are present in these millets, soluble and insoluble fibers. And then how these millets are really supporting the health. So people try to see how by including millets through nutritional intervention, they're able to study and also come out with the result that this is one example of supplementing with sorghum diet. And you can see that when they have fed the residential children between 9 to 12 years for a period of 8 months, the group got 60% sorghum and 40% rice diet compared to the control group diet where they had 100% rice. You can see that it has resulted in higher growth rate, higher hemoglobin, higher serum folic acid, calcium, iron, and all these things. That means your nutrition, if you are including millets in your diet, they are definitely going to help. Then millets and diabetes management, a meta-analysis. It was published in Frontiers in Nutrition. Again, it has shown that long-term millet consumption lowered fasting and postprandial glucose levels and significantly by 12 to 15% respectively. There is a significant HbA1c reduction and millet consumption reduces insulin index and insulin resistance. What they have, and here they also had given those millets which are having less than 55 glycemic index. You have foxtail millet, barnyard millet, all these things. Then how this is affecting and regulating type 2 diabetes? I know this is a varied and general group, so I don't want to go in detail how it is going to affect. Those people who are interested, they can go into the details. The reference is also given here. And here also they have shown that these millets are able to control diabetes and also induce cataractogenesis. Because if you see most of the diabetes people, doctors say that you need to frequently check up your eyes, your liver, your heart, kidney, all these things they say, because diabetes can affect any of these things. And that is why people go for frequent eye checkups. And here it is showing that it is reducing the cataractogenesis that is induced by diabetes and also reducing the diabetic retinopathy. And it was also, millets are also involved in regulating cardiovascular diseases. You can see monounsaturated fatty acids, polyunsaturated fatty acids. You can see how higher levels are there, how much of higher levels are there of these very useful fatty acids. If you talk to doctors or nutritionists, they say that you need to take food that is rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids. So you can see here, pearl millet is having highest amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids, followed by little millet and other millets also. You can see, compare with the whole wheat or rice, to what extent you have these in your grains or your staple foods. And millets, if you consume, they're also reducing your BP, that is hypertension. If you see partial replacement of regular staple food with millets, it's resulted in significant reduction in systolic and diastolic blood pressure. And these millet diets were found to lower the increase in blood pressure and oxidative damage and protect against the myocardial injury. And they play a significant role in the management of hypertension. Again, these results are published in Journal of Cereal Science, Journal of Functional Foods. Then how millets are affecting obesity. Again, some 19 studies have been done, and a compilation of these shows that if we are consuming millets for at least 21 days to 4 months, it reduces the level of cholesterol by 8%, triacylglycerol by 9.5%, LDL cholesterol by 10%, VLDL by 9%. And if you go into other parameters also, it shows that the body mass index reduced by 7%. That means there is impact of millets in your diet to control obesity. Not only this, millets also impact your colon health and effect on microbiota composition. Nowadays, if you see, people again started talking of gut microbiome. People are saying that not only you are alone, you are supporting millions and billions of microorganisms in your gut. And the kind of food you give to the body, the kind of microbiota depend and grow on that particular kind of food. If you're giving good microbiota friendly food like millets, they will help and support your growth and health. If not, they are not going to support your growth and health, and that will give negative effects. That's why if you see, resistant starch in millets makes it difficult to hydrolyze by digestive enzymes in small intestine, and that is why instead it is fermented in the large intestine, producing beneficial short chain fatty acids like butyrate. And this is very essential in moving your excretory material in the large intestine. And they also help in proper fermentation of the undigested food. And then the resistant starch or high protein diet provides an energy source for the gut microbiota. Millet porridge also increases the abundance of some presumably beneficial intestinal bacteria like bifidobacterium and lactobacillus in the intestinal tract and decrease the abundance of bacteria with pathogenic potential like E. coli, enterococcus, and bacteroides. So the more the quantity of your positive and helpful bacteria, the more healthy you are, and the more healthy gut you have, the more less constipation and good health. And also, these millets decrease body weight, body mass index, degree of obesity, body fat, waist circumference. All these also are reduced when you start consuming millets. So, not only that, millets and gut health, these millets-based supplementary food had better beneficial effect on infant gut microbiota. Not only aged people or young people or adults, if we start giving to your children also, they are going to be helpful. So this is a paper which is showing that supplementary food with beneficial effects on the gut microbiota. That is because of the millets thing. Now, when we talk of addressing the nutritional security from Indian perspective, we are blessed with a variety of millets and rich areas where these millets are grown. If you see stunting, it is most affected in the states like Meghalaya, Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, and all these places. Then in wasting, you can see in these states like Manipur, Gujarat, Bihar, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Assam, Telangana, West Bengal, at least 1 in every 5 children is affected. Then if you see underweight, at least 1 in every 3 children in these states are affected. So if you want to address these issues, we need to include these nutritious millets into our diets, because ragi, it is rich in calcium, iron. Pearl millet rich in iron, fiber, good source of magnesium and zinc. And then foxtail millet, good source of fiber. Sorghum rich in iron, protein, essential amino acids. Proso millet, good source of protein and fiber. So each millet is good in its own unique nutrients. So our suggestion is that just don't depend on only one millet. Include different millets in your diets in different forms. Because of all these properties, Government of India has rebranded these millets as Shri Anna, because they lay a foundation for chemical-free farming. They help fight climate change. They felicitate tribal communities because these millets are grown on very low input conditions, marginal conditions, and mostly in the tribal areas and unattended things. And these are a medium of holistic development in the country. And they're also a medium to link village and the poor. And they're the door to prosperity for the small farmers of the country. So if we talk of millets, and when we talk of millet research framework in this country, Indian Institute of Millet Research, that is the Global Center of Excellence, stands on the top. We have 2 regional stations, one dedicated for Rabi sorghum research in Solapur in Maharashtra, one for pearl millet research, regional research station on pearl millet at Gudamalani in Badmer in Rajasthan. We also have Ekrip sorghum and small millets, the coordinating unit located at Hyderabad. And at Badmer, that is in Gudamalani, we have the Ekrip pearl millet. And this is our upcoming Global Center of Excellence facility at Hyderabad. And as I mentioned in the earlier case also, so we have 7 verticals under this Global Center. What we are going to do, we are going to come up with a medium-term facility for the gene bank, trait innovation, the Nutri-Cereal Analytical Referral Lab, then Global Center of Excellence for Millet Value Chain Entrepreneurship Development, establishment of international knowledge, skill development and capacity centers, global facility for millet pilots, and all these things. So if you see what we are doing under this, at present we have a state-of-art research under Global Center of Excellence. We have nearly 49,779 germplasm accessions coming from different millets. And we're also using this germplasm in developing good breeding material that would be useful for coming up with the resistance to shoe fly and other diseases and pests where we do not have the sources of resistance. And These are the different accessions of different millets that are available with us. And we also do evaluation of these genetic resources and identify those useful potential donors or those germplasm with unique traits that would be useful for the breeders for improvement of these millets. So we have come up with this many number of registrations of millets. These are the genetic stocks registered with the NBPGR. You can see a wide range of variety of materials, whether it is sorghum or ragi or foxtail, or you can see finger millet, anything. And this is something different types of sorghum. You can see red jowar, yellow jowar. You can see white one. You can see gadijonna. Means different kinds of materials are there. And you can see this is with relation to foxtail millet. You can see the variability. And I need to make a mention that biofortification is being taken up in different crops. It is being done in rice, wheat, maize, all the things. But of all the crops in India and in the world, millets are the one where we have included a minimum benchmark level of iron and zinc, especially in case of pearl millet. And we have set a benchmark that a minimum of 42 ppm of grain iron should be there, and a minimum of 32 ppm of grain zinc should be there for any material to be identified and released for cultivation in the country, whether it is a variety or a hybrid. So we have a number of varieties and hybrids that have been developed with minimum of these iron and zinc and maximum anything beyond that. We have certain hybrids like you can see HP 1200. It has iron 77 ppm, zinc 39 ppm. HHB 311, it is having 83 ppm of iron, 39 ppm of zinc. So all the materials now released after 2018, 2017 are having a minimum of this amount and more than this. So this is one example where we have cases of iron biofortified pearl millet, and we are also having small millet varieties. Like in finger millet, it is having high amount of calcium. You can see calcium 4280 ppm, iron 58 ppm, zinc 44 ppm. And this finger millet variety, you have calcium to the extent of 4740 ppm. And then this is little millet. You have high amount of protein, 14.4%, and iron 58 ppm. And apart from these, our regular breeding programs, we also have different technologies that are being used to breed for millets. We go for identification of product profiles for different ecologies, short duration varieties, and so many things are happening. And these are the possible breeding materials or the end products, because all millets are not self-pollinated crops. Some of them are often cross-pollinated crops like sorghum. Some of them are highly cross-pollinated crops like bajra, whereas remaining are self-pollinated crops. So if you see the number of varieties or cultivars released in different crops in the past 5 years, you can see so many cultivars have been released. And these are some of the short duration climate resilient millet varieties that are good for contingency crops. And apart from this, we are also doing genome-wide metabolite studies so that we are trying to identify what are those specific metabolites that are giving those millets those unique properties. So this is also a very fascinating study we are doing, and we are taking up a number of trainings and capacity building programs. And recently, under the Global Center of Excellence, we have started one training program for students for millet entrepreneurship development and also advanced laboratory techniques. Because being the global center of excellence, now we are equipped with high-end research equipment, facilities like genome sequences and all those stuff. And I don't think for the college students it will be possible to look into all those facilities. So we really are taking pain and interest to attract those people who are really interested to learn these things, and we are giving them an opportunity to come to our institute and learn. That is a 2 weeks, 10 to 15 days program we have, and that is being taken up now. And we're also coming up with high throughput genotyping protocols, phenotyping protocols. We are doing precision agriculture and other things. Now, coming to the most interesting part for people and public, that is processing and value addition. If you see, when we talk of paddy, if paddy has to become rice, what we have to do? We need to remove the hull. Same is the case with millets also. But in millets, for not all millets need removal of the outer seed coat or the hull. For millets like bajra, jowar, ragi, you can consume them directly. But for other millets, you need to remove the seed coat. And because they're already smaller in size, they need to have some special facility or machinery that will peel off those outer seed coat. And so we need special kind of machinery for removing the outer seed coat, that is dehulling, then cleaning, grading, all these come under primary processing. And then if I say people that you eat millets, and if I don't give them a right choice of taste and products, I don't think people will be able to eat. So we are also coming up with a number of products. And for that, again, you need different technologies. Like you can go for milling, cold extrusion, hot extrusion, flaking, baking, beverages, express foods, plant-based proteins, all these things. All these things are being done at Indian Institute of Millet Research. And we also come up with different techniques like fermentation, germination, parboiling, or roasting to increase the content of different nutrients in different millets. And these are the processes which help in increasing or decreasing desirable nutrients or undesirable anti-nutritional factors. So how we are doing at our institute? We are trying to profile nutrient profiling. We are identifying product-specific cultivars. We are coming up with diversified technologies, and we are also handling and tackling the absence of gluten. Because of the presence of gluten in wheat, we are able to come up with beautiful round rotis and gourmet. If you see your moms or sisters or your wife, they prepare good, beautiful rotis. But when you start preparing roti with millets, because gluten is not there, the outer boundaries, they start breaking and they doesn't look so attractive. And the people who prepare also, they need some skill to get good rotis and beautiful rotis. So what are the different technologies we are using in our products using millets? Puffing, flaking, baking, extrusion, cold or hot, then fortification. We are coming up with instant mixes and recipes and all these things. We have our own brand called Eat Right, wherein we come up with a number of products. And we are also coming up with a number of recipes that are available with the contemporary recipes, whether it's breakfast or main course or snacks or sweets or desserts or traditional recipes or international recipes. We are coming up with a number of things. And then we're also working on improving the shelf life of the millet grains. I think. Yeah. Apart from this, in the International Year of Millets, that is in 2023, India also has taken up the presidency of G20. So during the G20, India also has come up with 20 G20 outcomes. one of the outcome is Maharishi, that is Millets and Other Ancient Grains International Research Initiative, and that is now taking full shape, and we are trying to onboard different countries for research collaborations with millets by different programs. And you can see how the Maharshi has started with we wanted to take the benefits of the millets to other countries also and promote these sustainable foods which are nutrient rich. So that has been taken up forward in G20, and also because of International Year of Millets, it has come into a full form and now it is being implemented. So we are trying to connect these millet growing countries and apart from these other countries also. And we are also involved in development of grades and standards with the FSSAI so that millet export scenario also is increased and all the standards that are essential for millet export are in place. And now, if you see the millet scenario, in 2018, the Asia Pacific markets, the export projections were about this much, 3,851 million US dollars. Now, in 2027, they are projecting it to be 5,653. That means these millets are having good business potential. You can see in each one of these segments, the projections are very significant and high. And the challenges are there, like limited research and development is there. Traditional farming practices are taken up by the farmers, and we need good quality seed. And to enhance yield potential, we need to take up, because the inputs given for these millets are very less, and the low income, because farmers, most of the farmers, though MSP is there, the government is not procuring. So MSP declaration is one aspect, procurement is another aspect. That is how we can enhance the income for the farmers. So we need to address all these challenges, and we are progressing step by step, and things are falling in place. And so if we want to really invest in our future, we need to take up millet cultivation, because by growing millets, we are able to reduce 70% of water consumption. And through biofortification, we are going to touch with so many millions of people. And these are also going to help in increasing farmers' income and decrease in the food waste. And wherever cooperation is there, further we need to strengthen, and these things can be addressed. So eat millets and stay healthy. Thanks for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your insightful and enriching lecture grounded in a strong scientific research and data-driven evidence. Your clear and practical explanation of millets' improvement and nutritional quality traits has greatly strengthened our understanding how millets can directly contribute to food and nutrition security and sustainable agriculture. Ma'am, with your permission, now we can move into the interaction and query session. Participants, if you have any queries, you can request it to raise your hands and ask your queries. When invited, please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. Briefly introduce yourself and ask your question. You may also post your questions in the chat box.
No questions?
Okay, good evening,
That
ma'am.
means everything is understood, or it is not understood.
It is understood, ma'am. Students require some time to process. Okay, actually, we got a question from Rajni Balan, and her question is, although you have told about the nutritional aspects of the millets and There are a lot of benefits we can see in the health regards, but still people are not adopting and consuming the millets. So, what is the major barrier we are having in the consumption and the production?
See, the major staple foods like rice, wheat, maize, they're easily available. And millets were also grown before, but during the due course of time, maybe from 60s till late 2010 or so, or till 15, people were not ready to consume millets because they're not available also, and farmers are also not producing. Main reason, MSP and procurement. Once people understood the importance of millets, they started looking for millets, and now you can find millets in the superstores or even your kirana stores, and now they started appearing in the market. And another thing is, people do not know how to cook millets. I mentioned that in millets you don't have gluten, whereas in wheat you have gluten, and it is easy to roll out the chapatis or rotis. Whereas for millets, if you want to make those chapatis or rotis, you need some skill. And I don't think our present generation of females or males, they have that much time to spend and learn those skills. So in order to address these issues, now we are coming up with different techniques. Suppose if you are not able to prepare a millet roti, bajra ki roti or jwar ki roti or ragi ki roti, what is the other option? We can include them in our other dietary things. If you see your regularly consumed products, like if it is in southern part of the country, people do take up idli, dosa, upma, all these things. Now these things are also available in north. And if you see, the major ingredient along with the pulse is rice. So replace rice with millet atta or millet powder. And if you talk of khichdi, you do it with rice. So you can replace rice with millet and add all those ingredients what you do for khichdi. Dalia, mostly we talk of wheat dalia. That also can be replaced with millet dalia. And then you are having, if you see these kurkure and other things, they are made from maize. Now we are coming with millet versions. Then biscuits. It is mostly processed flour, very fine flour, maida. So now you add millets into that, millet powder, millet flour. Then you get millet biscuits or cookies. So that is how we are trying to modify and diversify the millet products. And we're also coming up with a number of recipes so that the young generation and the present generations or the adults who are interested in taking up millets, they get some interest and they start preparing and taking. And now we're coming up with ready to cook and ready to eat products also. So that just like the instant noodles, we're coming up with millet noodles. Recently, in our lab, we have completed this experiment. If you see in flights, they are giving that rehydrated things like upma. We have come up with a millet version. Such things are being made and now they are popularized and they are brought into market so that you attract and all the people with a different palate, different requirement, they can take those products. That's what we are trying to do.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, Simi Tanya raised her hand. Simi Tanya, you can ask your queries.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Simitanya. I am a UG studying student from Telangana, Hyderabad, Telangana. So my first happy Bogi, by the way, ma'am. And my first question was, you told that millets are nutri-cereals, but they're still considered as incomplete proteins. Why are they still considered as incomplete proteins, uh, even though they are called as nutri-cereals? That was my first question. And the second question was, as we know, in ragi, calcium percentage is more, but even though it is more, the bioavailability of the calcium is comparatively less. So why is it, and how can we tackle that? And my third question will be about anti-nutritional factors in the millets, and how do we tackle those anti-nutritional factors and make it more consumable and less effect to the human health.
Okay. See, not all the foods have all the desirable traits. Okay. In millets, protein is very high in case of proso millet, foxtail millet, little millet. And the protein profile, the amino acid profile in these millets is really good. And that is good for health and growth. Number two, you talked about ragi. You said it is unavailable or bioavailability is less.
Yes.
Do you have any studies to support that? Because in the laboratory study, people have shown that consuming 1 glass of ragi malt is equal to 3 glasses of milk. If you are getting some X amount of calcium from 1 glass of milk, from 1 glass of ragi malt, you are going to get 3x of calcium that is coming from 1 glass of milk. So there are studies which have depicted that these things are there. And then how to address those anti-nutritional properties in millets. That's why I have shown, I think in one slide, I have shown that sprouting, malting, fermentation, all these things will help in reducing anti-nutritional factors and also increasing the bioavailability of the useful material. So you need to take up a little bit of processing. That's how. That is how where you are trying to address, where you are going for blanching, or sometimes you are going to ferment, sometimes you are going to just pre-soak and then grind them and then expose to high temperature. There are different processes for different millets and different products we are trying to come up. So that is how, using those processes, we can reduce the anti-nutritional elements.
So how can the farmers come up and take millets for growing rather than going monocropping for rice and cotton as we see in Telangana?
See, yeah, we are trying to educate the farmers through our training activities, outreach programs. We are giving them a seed of millet and requesting them to grow millets. They can take it up as an intercrop or in crop rotation. All these things we are teaching them. And the extension machinery also has to come forward in a big way. And then the major criterion is income. In rice and other cases, the farmers are getting a, means their produce is being taken up. Procurement is happening. That is not happening in millets. The day the procurement happens, the farmer will have a strong reason to grow millet and sell it. On the other way, what we are doing is we have a number of, we have a technology business incubator under the name NutriHub. We have nearly 400 plus, I think nearly 465 or so, startups which are incubated with us. And they are coming up with a number of products which are there in the market. Now, these startups, they need the raw material. How you get that? So we are trying to connect those farmers who are cultivating millets, maybe through FPOs, and then we are linking them with these startups or entrepreneurs who need millets. So business B2B connections also we are establishing, and farmer to business also we are establishing, and also we are giving them facilities for getting good price through primary processing, and in cases where they're able to afford, or where there is place, we're giving facilities for secondary processing as well. So these things are being taken care, but in order to see that it is reflected everywhere, it takes some time, because people have opened their eyes only in 2023 and they started understanding millets and appreciating the goodness of millets. So if it has to be there, it needs more effort, and we are hopeful and optimistic that these things will happen, and they're going to happen, and we are seeing the change.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And once again, happy Bogi, ma'am. Thank you for the clarification of
Thank
my
you, and same
doubts.
to you, and wish Bogi to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a question from Priya. She is an BSc Agri student from BHU Varanasi, ma'am. If someone wants to grow the millets, then from where they get the quality seeds and biofortified seeds for production?
See, for quality seeds, since you're an agriculture student, you should know that the breeders have the nucleus seed or the breeder seed, and then when it comes to farmers, it will be the certified seed, because it has to be multiplied from nucleus to breeder, breeder to foundation, and then it will come to certificate seed. That you can get from your seed certification agencies or other people, and they are available in market, or you can write to us or to the universities. If you are there in Varanasi, in BHU, you can look to UP Council of Agricultural Research. They're again hand in hand with us in promotion of millets. So you can write to us also, or those breeders who are there in your state, and take the seeds from them.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question from Arun Dayal. Told in high temperatures and millets can grow at high temperatures and also with very less water. But with the climate change, water going to be more than abundant. So how do the millets react to the high amount of water and the climate change?
See, water is not abundant. What we see is sudden heavy downpour, which is not being absorbed. That moisture is not being absorbed by the soil. So that is not abundance. The soil has to be saturated, then only you can say abundant. Because of the hard pans or impervious nature of the soil, it is not being absorbed. How can you say it is abundant? And I have given you, and I have shown you in the slides also, that the water requirement for producing 1 kg of the dry matter in millets is only 350 to 400 liters per kg, whereas it is 2100 in case of sugarcane, 1250 in case of rice. Already mentioned, it's already proven. And one thing, if there is heavy downpour, millets cannot withstand. They are dry loving plants. So minimum amount of water is needed, but not water logging conditions like what you see in case of rice. That will not help millets. Only millet which can withstand to some extent is little millet. That's all. Remaining millets, they don't love water. They don't love water standing in that field. So
Thank you,
if
ma'am.
you are having a field where it is inundated, please see and make drainage possible so that excess water is removed.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question from his student from BUAT Banda. How to start the startup in millet and increase the farmer income?
How to start the startup? It's a very enthusiastic question. To start a startup, first you need to understand what you want, which area you want to establish the startup, with what kind of millet you want to take, what kind of product you want to develop, and how long you want to continue there, and where from you want to source your raw material, and the technology, the market, all these things you need to understand. And then you also need some hand holding. And that kind of hand holding is available with us. You can join the incubation program, learn the things, and go forward.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, Piyush Kumar Yadav raised his hand, ma'am. Piyush Kumar, you can ask your queries.
You're muted.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Piyush Kumar from Bihar. Ma'am, my question is very simple. How to cook that material like kodo millet or pearl millet? Because you earlier said that nutrient losses during cooking. So how we consume? Because
See,
ma'am, only two, three things are known by Dadima, roti and the churran of millets and the tilkuts of the millet. But in today's generation, no anybody can want to eat rotis and that. Then
yeah,
how we
that's
cook?
why we are coming up with bakery products like pizza bases, breads, muffins. All these things are available. Even we are having analog rices also. So we have a number of products and recipes available and which have been documented in different documents and they are available on our website. You please visit our website. You can download them freely and you can experiment. Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, what is the best recipe? Roti is enough?
See, the best recipe without losing much of the nutrients. The moment you start processing, you'll be losing nutrients. So,
Yes, ma'am.
if you want to have the nutrients intact and consume them, roti or rice is the best. But again, when I say rice, again, people will go for polishing. They want very white colors.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All the
Hmm.
removing.
So, roti or the rice, these are the two best options. Then next best options are your flours, then ravas, dalia, all these things. Or you can even have the sprouts, malts. Again, these are also good. So you can,
Okay.
depending on your requirement, your taste, your flavor, all these things matter. See, sky is the limit for the people to venture, to experiment, and to innovate. Millets are a big open field with innumerable options and possibilities.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a question from Hemendra Kumar, BU80, ma'am. Like, how can the inclusion of millets in midday meal scheme improve the nutritional security?
It's already being done, and there are studies also to show that the consumption of millets in the midday meals have really helped in growth of those children consuming. There is one study, I think, from Karnataka somewhere where millets have been included in the midday meal for the adolescent girls, and they could see increase in hemoglobin content, that is iron, and because of zinc and these things available in millet. And if you see in the nutrition programs taken up by many charitable trusts, whether it is Annapurna Trust or Akshay Patra Foundation and all these people, they are introducing millets in their nutrition enrichment programs. Especially this Annapurna Trust, they are feeding the school children with ragi. They have a composition with ragi in the name of Sai Shur. And when it is being given to the children, they're seeing very positive result, good growth and health and happiness they're able to see. And also for midday meals and other things from the Akshay Patra Foundation, I could see they're giving ragi idlis, then they're also giving millet dosas and all these things, then millet khichdi. It has already been initiated. And some of the state governments also started including millets in their meals. I think recently Telangana government, they started because they are giving ragi at the rate of 1 rupee per kilo to the departments who are taking up these feeding programs. So it is happening.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have some more questions, ma'am. If you permit, means I will ask to sit.
Okay.
Ma'am, we have a question from Ritesh Kumar. Like, can millets can be grown in the areas prone to waterlogging and loamy shade regions prevalent in the field?
That's what I just mentioned. Someone asked me. Millets cannot stand water logging. So you need to have a well-drained field. That is the most important thing. Still, some people try to, but I cannot ensure or guarantee.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question from Yuraj. What is the scope in exporting the millets?
I have shown in my slides. And the last but one slide, I think I have shown from 2018 to 2027. There is a huge opportunity and huge potential for export. It is there.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question from Bilal Ahmed. My question is, please enlighten on the 10 to 15 days training program and how can we join and how can learn about the millets?
Okay. For that, you can visit our website and see. And already we have sent letters to different agriculture universities. And this is under a special category program like Scheduled Caste Subplan or Scheduled Tribe Subplan. So we have written to the state government, state agriculture universities that we are undertaking this training. We are giving this training program, and the university should nominate the students. And we got a good response, and last batch we completed with 40 students because we are not interested in taking hundreds of people. We are really interested in taking sincere, committed students who would complete and take benefit of this training. I think we have already received so many nominations. You still can look into our website and you can contact us. You can put a mail to us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our website has the official email ID. You can drop a mail and we can direct your email to the concerned who is taking up these training programs. Yes, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, Krishna Kumar Raghumshi raised the hand. Krishna Kumar, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the queries.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Myself, Krishna Raghuvanshi. I am from Uttar Pradesh. And my question is there any impact of climate change on millet?
Compared to other crops, the impact of climate change on millets is less. But just now, someone was mentioning waterlogging and all. That millets cannot stand. But in those areas where rainfall is less, compared to other crops, the water requirement of these millets is less. So you'll be getting good yield. I have shown a slide
Yes,
also. Here I showed that there is going to be decrease of 7%, 9%, or 15% like that. Millets are going to be there.
And ma'am, the second one is the major barrier in to increase cultivation of millets because after many central government schemes like PM Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, Poshan Abhiyan, National Food Security Mission, but the area of cultivation of millets is not increasing as well as we expected. So, ma'am, according to what are the main barrier?
I said, na, millets need to be procured and the mandis need to procure. Governments have to put them in public distribution. I think I've shown one slide where I showed different states with major area. Rajasthan is one major state with cultivation of millets, especially bajra, then a little bit of sorghum. But I don't see any millets being procured at MSP, nor millets have been put in the PDS. though the central government has declared the minimum support price, it is for the state governments to implement it. So things have to come from all of us. As consumer, we need to start consuming millets so that the demand is created. As farmers, we also have to grow millets to support the environment and also to support for nutrition and food security. Then as a business people also have to grow millets or do business with millets, exports, market and all these things. As government, they also need to do their part. When all these things happen, things will move forward. In spite of not doing by many people, still millets are moving, right? So these things will happen. But if the government starts procuring and put millets in public distribution system, there will be big demand and there will be need for millets because the government will be able to procure and the farmer will be able to sell surely, then he'll be ready to grow. At the end of the day, farmer will not grow millets only to support and give nutritious food to the nation. He also has to feed his stomach and his children and family. So in the agriculture entire thing, economics plays a major role. That has to be addressed.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have a question from Ravi Barnwal. Barnwal is from a second year student from BHU. You are saying that protein increases and decreases as well with the fermentation process. May please justify it or with how it will happen?
You need to understand a little bit of biochemistry because when you ferment, some chelation happens, some things are released, some binding factors are removed. All these things happen. And when you ferment, the microbial load also increases. They do this process and we explain it in biochemical way. So many things are happening. If you want to understand that, you need to understand the biochemistry. We can discuss later, not here. And
Amen.
general benefits of fermentation, germination, all are available in the net.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have another question from Bharati. She is from Tamil Nadu, farmer, ma'am. Can we use the irrigation for all millets for growing?
Yeah, if it is, there is no rain, there is no moisture, some life-saving irrigation has to be given, no? That can be done.
Thank you,
Unlike
ma'am.
rice and wheat where you need more number of irrigations. Here in millets, if in rice you are giving some 10-12 irrigations, in millets you need only 1 or 2, that's it. The quantum of water you give is less.
Thank you, ma'am. Another question from Vaishnavi. She is a UG student. Which type of millet and which millet is very best for our good health?
I have shown a slide where I showed different millets with different properties. So it is on you. What kind of millet is available within your reach? What kind of product you are going to make? And how you want to eat. And if you say in the millets, major millet is bajra followed by sorghum and then ragi. So if you want to have a good bone health, take calcium. If you want to have good blood, go for bajra. And if you want to have a good heart, go for sorghum. So you need to include all kinds of millets in your diets so that you get the benefits of all this. I don't prescribe only one. And there is one thing that was declared by National Institute of Nutrition that if we include millets 1/3 of our diet, that will be sufficient. So I don't say or I don't advocate that you stop eating rice and eat only millets. My sincere request is you include millets in your diet, at least one portion. If you're having 3 meals a day, have at least millets in one portion, in one meal. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am, for all the answers for all the queries of our participants. I request Pooja ma'am to conclude the session.
Thank you, Rohit. On behalf of the Agri SAARTHI team, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. C. Tara Satyavathi ma'am for delivering such an enlightening and impactful session on millets in respect of food and nutritional security. Once again, thank you, ma'am. I also thank our organizing director and chief secretary of Agri SAARTHI, Mr. Ajay Kasana sir, for his continuous guidance throughout the session, which helped in the smooth conduct of today's program. I thank all the participants for your enthusiastic presence, active engagement, and meaningful questions, which made today's session truly interactive and successful. Finally, my gratitude to the entire 30-day National Agricultural Training Program and for providing such a valuable learning platform. Before we conclude, I kindly remind all the participants that the attendance form has been shared in the chat box and in the group. Filling the form is mandatory and it will be active for only 30 minutes. Thank you all once again for joining us today. We look forward to your participation in the upcoming session of Agri SAARTHI KRANTI 2026. Have a wonderful day ahead. Jai Hind.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Takshav.
Thank you.
Okay, dear participants, today we left with 20 more minutes, so we want to interact with you. So I'm also going to post the link in the chat section after 20 minutes itself. Okay, till that time, whoever want to interact, have any type of queries, any feedback, please raise your hand. Okay. Yes, Krishan Kumar Raghuvanshi, please.
हेलो सर, गुड इवनिंग।
Good evening.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि सर अगर कोई स्टूडेंट अभी इस ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम को ज्वाइन करना चाहे तो क्या ये हो सकता है क्या?
अभी देखिए हम लोग 14th of Jan पे बैठे हैं, तो आई थिंक इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, है ना? बट हमारा नेक्स्ट जो बैच है वो 1st of Feb से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, उसमें वो डेफिनेटली ज्वाइन कर सकते
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर। वही एक मेरा फ्रेंड था, पूछ रहा था, मैं उसको कंफर्म करके मैं आपको बताऊंगा।
हैं। 1st of Feb से देयर इज न्यू बैच, इफ एनीवन इज विलिंग दे कैन ज्वाइन, है ना?
सर सर जो नेक्स्ट बैच उसकी सर उसका जो थीम सेम है या किसी और थीम पे?
इट इज गोइंग टू बी द सेम।
ओके।
We have to educate the students and other stakeholders all around the country. Okay.
ओके सर।
Yeah. So how the learnings are going on, like how the sessions are conducting, and are you
इट्स फिनोमिनल, फिनोमिनल सर।
okay? Good.
एक्सपेक्टेशन से ज्यादा अच्छा है सर।
बहुत बढ़िया। अभी इसके साथ साथ जो
बिकॉज सर मैं
प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
पहली बार आपके किसी ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम का हिस्सा बना हूँ, बट सर इट्स ग्रेट।
ओके ओके गुड। सो अभी यहाँ से जो थ्योरीज के साथ साथ आपको जो है प्रैक्टिकल जो चीजें सीखने को मिल रही हैं या फिर आप सीखना चाहते हैं, you can connect to our team. We will let you in touch with the concerned department or the concerned people so that you can practice and you can do the benefit of our Annadata. Okay, that is our main aim. So please remind that.
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर।
All right, Krishna. So is there anyone else you want to interact?
थैंक यू सर
Okay,
फॉर योर टाइम।
thank you, Krishna. I think Smith Dole is asking about the exam pattern. So let me tell you to all the participants, the exam will be conducted after the conclusion of this training program, 30th of January, and the syllabus will be like you are daily filling the feedback form. So the 15% of the weightage will be from these daily feedback forms, and rest 85% will be from the last main exam. Okay, so it is mandatory to fill these feedback form daily because these are having the weightage. And as well as if we come to the syllabus, whatever is being taught during the sessions, that is going to be the syllabus. And very soon, within 2 or 3 days, we will share the previous recordings as well as the PPTs so that you can prepare in the meantime. Okay. Yes, I think Dr. Sesu want to say something. Dr. Sesu, please.
Sir, you just answered my question. I just was about to ask whether there is any possibility of sharing the PPTs. You just
Okay.
answered. So there is no
Okay,
query.
Dr.
Congratulations,
Okay,
sir, for your stringent disciplinary maintenance of this all these lectures on time, starting and consulting with the speakers and closing. Only closing is just a little bit extending, but rest is okay, sir. It shows the enthusiasm of the participants. That is not a complaint, but congratulations to all the Agri SAARTHI team and the participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saab. Thank you so much. And it's about the participants, because if you are good, it means we are also here to provide you the best faculty and the best, and like whatever we can, we are here to provide. Okay, so thank you so much for your compliments.
Thank you,
I
sir.
think, okay, Ravi and Smith and Aswin have the similar question what I have just answered about the recordings and presentation and examination. Sorry. So Simi Tanya is asking about, sir, we have exams coming up. So if I miss classes, will I get any recording? I think we have mentioned this also. If anyone else want to ask any type of query related to this course or the previous lectures or the upcoming sessions, you can please raise your hand, or if you have any special feedback. Okay, we want to interact you in the open form. Okay. So it will be better if you suggest something. It will be better if you give some feedback so that we can improve in the coming days, right? Okay, someone is asking about the Ananya Singhal is asking about the date of examination. So it will be told by your university itself. Whenever you are going to have exams, it will be intimated to you in the advance time so that you have enough time for the preparation and score well. Okay. Okay. Type of questions Swarbraj is asking about. There will be mixed questions. Some questions will be long answer, some will be MCQ, and some types. Okay. Mixed questions will be there. Yes. Is there anyone else who want to interact? Come on, participants. The house is open for you. Okay. Someone is asking about mushroom sessions in the coming days. So, dear Raman, yes, definitely agri entrepreneurship topics, all the topics are going to be covered in the coming days. Okay. We will have the mushroom farming session tomorrow itself, and one more announcement for all the participants. Tomorrow there is little bit change in the timings. You are requested to join the session at 5 because we have promised you for some practical things. So tomorrow there will be we can say a small field visit of mushroom farm. So the session will start at 5 and then it will continue up to 7 or 8 as per the content and the availability of the speaker. But there will be some practical aspects going to be taught to in tomorrow's session. Okay, it will also be intimated into the group. Simitan is asking about Azolla and Spirulina. So dedicated session is not there, but we have the aeroponics, biofloc fish farming, and these type of sessions are there. So I think it will be covered. Okay. No, team, please note it down so that we can ask the speakers to include little bit part from here also. Okay, Ananya Singhal is interesting about knowing. Tell us about yourself. How do you grow up so much interest in agriculture and why you are so passionate about it? Okay, let me very brief about it. I am also a agriculture student, and talking about the interest, I belongs to the farmers family, and I have seen a lot of constraints in the agriculture sector. Basically, when we go to the farmers, they are not aware about use of fertilizers or the basic insecticide, pesticides we have. And at the same time, they are also not aware about the hazards associated with these chemicals. They are blindly following the recommendations of those middlemen, or we can say artis. Whenever the farmers go to those shopkeepers, they gave them 6 to 7 extra bottles or extra packets which are of no use to the particular disease or the insect management just because of unawareness. So in that direction, first we need to aware. So it started from our family, then we aware our farmer, like fellow farmers in our village, and now our aim is to aware all the farmers throughout the country, okay, about the health hazards and the safe use of these chemicals. But bigger than that, our aim is to uh, familiarize all the farmers wherever we want to reach, and we can reach through you people to adopt and practice natural farming as well as the organic farming. Okay, so natural farming is our main aim, or we can say our mandate. That is why, as you can see, our speakers also they are little bit aligned towards the sustainable farming practices, and the natural farming is going to be the next big thing. So we are into that, and we want you also to understand the science behind the natural farming, practice that, and then propagate. Start from your family, then to the fellow farmers in your village and the town, city, and the state, district, wherever you can. Please propagate that knowledge. So that's how it started, and now uh, we are into it, and we are trying to let you students learn the science behind the agriculture, the real science it is having, and learn from here, practice, and then whatever the promises government is making, like doubling the farmers' income. So that is again telling you, and I will keep reminding this thing in the coming days also. The government and the policy makers are just there for policy making. The real warriors, or we can say the real change makers, are the you people. Okay, so you need to learn the new things, new technologies, adoption, and then you have to extend this to the fellow farmers and everyone, whoever you got. Okay, so this thing, if it happens, like there are a lot of farmers we are associated with, they're good entrepreneurs, agri entrepreneurs. They are making lakhs, crores we have with us. So we want, if some people from you, like we can say the well-educated farmers, we can create, that will be our one of the achievements. So that's all from my side. In the coming days, definitely there are a lot of interviews are in process in pipeline, so you will get to know more about personal things and other visions also. So thank you for asking, Ananya. Piyush Kumar, I think you want to interact. Okay, please.
Good evening, sir. Sorry to asking about scheduling, sir, but I want to know, is there any class that prepared for horticulture like vegetables and fruits and post-harvest technologies?
Yes, it is there.
Okay, sir.
We
Then
already had the
because
session of, yeah, we already had the session of cut flowers. That is also from horticulture. But in the coming
ma'am,
days, we will also going to have a session on the post-harvest technology, this cold storage, and the processing management of fruits and vegetables. It is there, okay? And it will be delivered by the best of the best faculty we have.
okay, sir. Out of one courses like cut flowers are already held by
Dr.
ma'am
Sangama Hiremat, yes.
Sangama ma'am. Okay, sir. I want to add any vegetables and fruits classes.
Yeah, it is there. I have already mentioned it is there.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay, thank
And
you, sir.
what's your feedback views about the classes you had so far?
Good, sir. I'm already written in a feedback form, and I also told that it's good. I learned too much.
Okay, good. Keep it up
Thank
in
you,
the
sir.
good spirits. Okay. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Piyush. All right. Simitani is asking about what activities does Agri Sarthi does other than spreading awareness. So let me tell you one thing. We are not only into awareness, we are also in the training of, like you people, we also conduct trainings, conferences, one-day seminars, and the awareness rallies. Along with that, one thing I want to tell that is very special about Agri Sarthi, we never charge a single penny from farmers. They attend our trainings, they learn free of cost. Okay. By mistake, if some farmer make the payments, we do arrange their refunds also if it is possible, but we ask them to register free of cost. Okay. Because actually the farmers are the one who are our what we can say the end users or our creators or our annadata. So wherever you find any farmer, you just give the reference of Agri Sarthi. They will be taken care of in each and every manner we can. Okay. Next, if you talk about the other activities, we do the extension services to the farmers. Our delegates go to the different farmers' fields. They demonstrate the technical things and they gives the hands-on training to the farmers. Okay, such type of activities are also being taken in Agri Sarthi, and these type of activities are there. And in the coming days, a lot of things are being planned for the future. Like we are going to have a forum specially for the natural farming. There is a journal on natural farming is in pipeline. So a lot of things are there. Okay. So mainly we are in trainings and conferences and awareness programs. Raman Sachdeva, I have already mentioned mushroom session will be there. Okay, Sarvat Naz is asking like this few lectures were very detailed and research oriented. And I think these are high level as per UG based. So how I can manage that? Okay, let me tell you one thing, Sarvat. These are intentional because you are a agricultural science student. And if you are also going to learn very uh, layman language or not any scientific things, then I think it is not the justice with your degree. Okay, so few things are intensely incorporated into the slides and the presentation to let you people exposed to such type of technical like what we can say abbreviations or the technologies or the recent advancements so that in the coming days during your degree you can explore more about such topics. Okay, so it is intentional and it is for your help only. If you do not understand anything, please note it down, browse the like any Google or nowadays you have the AI. and learn more about it because it is going to be helpful for your coming days. Okay, so it is intentional. And as the agriculture student, you should always support your presentation, your research with the valid data. Okay, so that is why such type of things are there. Okay, Simi Tanya is asking, I am really glad I joined the course and getting to know so many things from these sessions and really interacting with them. And every day it's like a surprise to know new topic. Thank you, Simi. And her next thing is, and how do I be a part of Agri Sarthi? Are you open for membership? And if yes, then please elaborate about it. I would love to know this. Okay, dear Simi, and I think more people are interested into the same thing. So if you are interested to join Agri Sarthi and be a part of it, please share your resume to the mail you have received, or I should mention the mail. It is trainings.agrisarthi@gmail.com. Our concerned HR department will connect with you, and if there will be any opening, you will be taken into consideration. Okay. Rohit, you can mention the email ID in the chat section till that time. Okay, trainings.agrisarthi@gmail.com. So
Okay, sir.
it's 7:50, like 19:56. If you people allow, I can take 4 to 5 more queries or compliments, whatever I have. Okay, Saurabh is asking about the examination center. The center is going to be your university itself, or wherever you belong to. That is going to be the uh, exam center. Okay. Moreover, the exam is online, so I don't think that there will be any problem. Ashwin is asking about session on livestock and fisheries. The session is there. Okay. Yes. Does Agri Sarthi have any helpline number so farmers can contact? Yes, we do have a farmers helpline number. It is you can note down 01662294949. Okay, we have provided it in the brochure. Will there be any international guest? Smith Dhole is asking. Yes, definitely there are, and you will be having the session of international guest on 16th of January. Okay, it is there. Priya Shukla is asking about, is there will be any class of how to write article, publish paper, and about research methodology that it will be helpful for the students who want to pursue research further. So for this particular thing, we have planned a lecture about the IPTM, uh, intellectual property rights and the management. Dr. Anurag Saxena have mentioned it yesterday. It is very important for agricultural science students and the different stakeholders. So lecture is planned, but what we do, we had one-day seminars or the workshops regarding these particular topics. So please be there in the groups. You will be informed about the particular thing. Okay. अरुण दयाल is saying, ये सेशन तो अच्छे हैं पर इनमें एकेडमिक कंटेंट ज्यादा है. Do you plan to host some entrepreneurship focused sessions where we only discuss, for example, how to start a poultry business? Definitely, Arun Dayal ji. Sessions are going to be there in the coming days. Last week is totally dedicated to the uh, agri entrepreneurship. Okay, so sessions are there. Till that time, I think Dr. Sisu want to convey some message. Please, Dr.
Sir, I'm participating for meeting a 21 days training program requirement. I have applied it. I have wrote a letter to the university, and also few one first or second year students are also participating in this exam. So where will you conduct the exam? Online exam? Is it at one place or it is online from anywhere you can write?
Sir, in the first instance, the exam will be online and it will be facilitated by the partner university. And for the other participants, they can appear from anywhere, but there will be time limitation. So they need to be in a good internet connectivity and a good setup to appear for the examination.
Okay, for faculty like me, not students, it is from anywhere we can write.
Yes, sure, sir. You can.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Shubham Saurabh is asking about, please share your journey. So it will be shared, and I think the more important is our message, regardless of journey. Okay, the message is only same. Please learn something, practice, and empower Annadata. This is the only message we have from Agri SAARTHI. Okay. Vipul Kumar already answered your query about the examination. Kishan Kumar Raghuvanshi, Animal Husbandry and Dairy Science. I think yesterday we had the session. Raman Sachdeva, okay, examination. Satish Tindi, till the time you can please unmute and convey your message.
Actually, I am a master's graduate. I completed my master's agronomy. Present, I am in my home. So now I have to go to my university, Odisha Agriculture University, and I have to write my examination.
No. Examination is
We
going
can
to
write
be
at my home
online.
now.
Yeah, you can write it from
Online.
anywhere. Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Oops.
You're welcome. Anamika Mehti is asking about some person from army officer for the session in upcoming days. We have planned it for the 26th of Jan. Okay, some army person and police officers will be there to interact with you people. We have managed it. राष्ट्रीय कृषि विकास योजनाओं के बारे में जानकारी किसानों गौरव शुक्ला जी, ये जानकारी आपको आप व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिएगा, हमारी टीम आपको डिटेल में समझा देगी. आपका क्वेश्चन भी थोड़ा सा अधूरा रह गया आई थिंक. Okay, we are going to end this meeting in the coming 5 to 10 minutes. Till that time, if anyone else want to interact, please raise your hand or send your queries. Khushi, horticulture and post-harvest management session is going to be there, okay? Vegetable seed production lecture, it will be included in the same lecture. Aditya Vishwakarma is asking about the schedule. So, Aditya, this is a 30 days long training program. Okay, we had different speakers, but due to some constraint, we need to change some schedule on the spot because it is very difficult for the experts to make such a long commitment. Okay, because they are involved in some assignments. So sorry for that. We cannot post the proper schedule because changes are we are fluctuate very uh, according to the availability. So, but as I have conveyed already, the sessions are going to be there. Each and everything, whatever have been mentioned in the brochure and whatever have been told to you, sessions are going to be there. Okay. But talking about the experts, it depends on their availability. So it keep on changing. So we cannot give you the proper schedule for next remaining 15 days. Okay. I hope you understand it. Thank you for solving my doubt, Kumar Vipul. All right. Okay, Simi, you have asked a very interesting question. If you are an employer and as an expert in this subject, so what skills do you recommend to student to flourish in the agriculture field? All right. So talking about the skills, first of all, whatever you are doing, do it by heart. Please don't do it for your grades, don't do it for only marks, and don't do it to show someone. Okay, do it because you have chosen this subject. Either you have chosen it or you landed into the agriculture science by mistake, but now you are the agricultural student. Okay, so whatever you are going to do or be involved in any activity, please do it by all your heart and put all the efforts you can. The first thing for a student is to focused learning. Nowadays, there are a lot of, we can say, the disturbances or the distractions available around the students. In that case, you need a focused learning, and that focused learning is being mentioned properly in the NEP 2020, as well as you can learn from such type of sessions or whatever the curriculum is being followed in your universities or the constant colleges. Just follow the guidelines from your teachers or the professors, because in the due time of experience, I have learned that they will never guide you any negative thing or any wrong thing. If you can, please follow your professors or your teachers. Definitely, it is going to bring some changes in your thought process as well as your activities and your learnings. Okay, this is the first thing. Always follow your gurus. Second, whatever is being taught to you, try to recap and revise. Okay, and if you are talking about the skills, nowadays you are well aware about the like I have talked about the subject matter. It will be only learned through the books and the teachers you have available with you. If you talk about the other skills, entrepreneurial skills, management skills, leadership skills, these can be learned with the practice or through some attending some sessions or through some YouTube videos or your live gurus you have with you in your universities or native places. So the skills I talk about, like you should be aware enough about the different softwares. We can say the R software is there, statistical software is there. If you are aware about it, please excel into it. It is the most demanding software in the agriculture science, because the people who are not related to agriculture, they practice it and they claim all of our data. Whatever we do the research, they claim it that they did the research. So to avoid the infringement or the plagiarism, or we can say the theft of our real work, what we did so far, you need to learn such type of softwares. You should be well equipped with the MS Office, Microsoft, different presentation, this Excel, Word, everything. Day by day, you have to learn, because in my knowledge, there are uh, computer labs or dedicated departments are there in your respective universities or the colleges. So you should utilize those resources, the computer lab and the whatever the material you have. Okay. Along with that, equip yourself and start reading the newspapers. And if we talk about the national newspapers, there are columns dedicated to the agriculture. Okay. If you refer those newspapers, you will get to know about the latest developments as well as whatever the static things or the related to any data, any MOUs between the ICR and other entities, any international news around agriculture. These things will be in your knowledge. So it will help you to sit into any examination, any competitive examination I'm talking about, and you will crack that exam very easily. Along with that, if you have some information apart from your regular degrees, then it will boost your confidence. Okay, so you are advised to read newspapers, and nowadays this is the AI era, and we are in the very initial phase of artificial intelligence, and there is a lot of scope in agriculture, specifically if you talk about the AI implement. So you can be the one who can learn the different AI things and apply those in the farming practices. Okay. So you should, I think you all are aware about ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, Comet, etc. Also learn how to use these available tools in our studies. Okay, and the one last thing I should advise you all, that is, please be away from the social media as maximum as you can, because my sincere advice to you all is, if you cannot be a content creator, then please don't enter into the loop of being a content consumer. Okay, rather you should be content creator, and there are a lot of scope, like you can refer to IRI wala, you can refer to agrotil, and this there are a lot of students who are graduates of agriculture, and they are doing great because they are content creators. I'm talking about only agriculture. There are a lot many fields in which content creators are doing great. So please try to understand the subject matter and practice it, process it, and create some content around it so that you can make sure that other people also get benefited with the knowledge available with you. Okay, so such type of activities you can involve in, and you can be in a better position. I am going to summarize it because it is, I think, very important. First of all, you need to follow the instructions or the guidance, whatever you got from your guru or your professors or teachers, and thoroughly study the material you have in your course curriculum. Along with that, you are advised to refer to some books which are around the agriculture, and also some self-help books you can also prefer, and try to learn AI and how to use the different tools. And I have talked about the R software. That is very important software. I think you are going to learn about it in the coming days. It is very important. And also there is a scope of writing review papers, research papers. Okay, try to be contribute some time out of your schedule to that direction also. As a agriculture graduate or postgraduate student, you can write review papers. Okay, so such type of activities, if you are going to do, definitely you will be better from your colleagues, and you can be confident with reading newspapers and be updated about the agriculture statistics and data. So these things will help you. Okay. Ankit Malhotra ji is asking about, sir, do Agri SAARTHI also offers counseling sessions for undergraduate students? So I think you have our contact number. Counseling is totally free. You will not be charged about counseling. Okay. I think इतना आपको समझ में आ गया होगा कि सारा सारा कुछ पैसा कुछ नहीं होता है. हम चाहते हैं कि एक्चुअल में आप लोग सीख करके समझ करके कोई रास्ता सही पकड़ ले और हमारे किसानों के लिए कुछ अच्छा कर ले. उतना ही हमें चाहिए. ठीक है, तो आप एनी टाइम यू कैन कनेक्ट विद एग्री सारथी. वी विल ट्राई टू हेल्प यू एज मैक्सिमम एज वी कैन, either in the counseling or anything. Thank you, Simitanya. You're welcome. All right. I'm going to take 5 more minutes. So thank you for your patience and listening me very carefully. So Bilal Ahmed is saying, Jai Hind sir. First of all, thank you for this. You're welcome, Bilal. I am not interested in further studies, but I'm interested in practical aspects. So please, can you connect me to national farmer for an on-field training? Bilal, I have already mentioned what you need to do for this. We are here to connect with you, the progressive farmers or the concerned KVKs or the different departments. Okay. So please message on the WhatsApp number. You will be taken care. I am very much interested in it, and I am permitted by my father to implement what I learned. Kudos to your father. We really, all of us salute your father. Like, he took your interest and he allowed you to practice natural farming. Good. And he has allotted me 1 acre of land to start. So please, would you? So it is a very good thing, Bilal, that you have conveyed your message to your father and your family is ready for adopting natural farming. So we are really very happy to see such thing. And I request all the participants whoever is here in the meeting, please adopt this natural farming. Okay, please eat and please practice chemical-free farming. It is going to be good for all of us and also for our environment. Okay, so thank you, Bilal. Vishnu Pratap, you're welcome. Okay, Ritesh Kumar, about review paper, you can connect with our team. All right. Piyush Kumar want to convey something else, right? Okay, so this will be the last interaction. So I'm very sorry to take your much time. I think we are away from the time we have allotted. So I'm going to post this feedback form into the chat section. So please fill out this feedback form till that time. Use please convey your message.
सर मेरा एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन ये था कि क्या हम जो रिव्यू पेपर्स या आर्टिकल या बुक चैप्टर्स लिखते हैं वो एडवाइजर के साथ ही लिख सकते हैं या अकेले भी लिख सकते हैं?
Okay. In answer to your query, you are advised to write the review paper as per your knowledge. Then you have to go with that particular paper or the writing you have with you to the concerned person who is knowledgeable about it so that they can amend it and they can send it to the related journal they have associated with. So it will be helpful if you connect with your advisor or your professor. Okay, it is pretty much required to be done under their supervision because they are going to refine it. Okay, and if you are capable enough to write it on your own self, that is also okay, no issues. Then you need to make sure that it should be up to that much quality, or we can say up to the mark, so that it can be published and helpful for the people. That's it. Okay, you're welcome, views. Ritesh Kumar, thank you so much. You're welcome. So I have posted the feedback attendance link into the chat section, and you all of you are requested to fill this form. And Aditya Vishwakarma, one last query. Sir, can microgreens classes be held? Yes, the classes are going to be there. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to me and to Dr. C. Tara Satyavathi with such patience. And I request to all of you, please keep attending the coming days because this last week is totally dedicated to the agri entrepreneurship topics. Okay. So उसके बाद फिर मत कहना भाई कि हमें सीखने को जो है एग्री एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के टॉपिक्स नहीं मिले. So you are advised to please attend the coming days. And once again, let me remind you, your university coordinators are consistently marking your attendance, and we are also submitting the attendance to your coordinators. So आप लोगों को daily you have to join these sessions, and these are the formalities we can say it is these are going to be happen and these are into the pipeline. But the thing you need to consider is the most important thing is you have to take it into consideration only and only learning. Okay, that is important. अटेंडेंस भी चलता रहेगा, आपके कोऑर्डिनेटर्स भी आपको वॉच आउट करते रहेंगे, और जो आप सीख के जाएंगे that will not be the one like if you missed it, then you will not be able to cope up with it. Okay, because there will be going to the unique sessions in the coming days, and I think so far आपने देख लिया होगा कि we have the directors, DDGs, joint directors, experts with us who have the minimum 30 to 40 years experience in their respective fields. So we are trying to provide you the best. We also expect you to be the sincere enough. Okay, so thank you so much and have a good time ahead. I wish you all the happy Lohri, happy Bihu, happy Pongal, happy Makar Sankranti, And I wish you good luck. Have a good time with your family. Enjoy this festival. See you. Jai Hind.